up, you guys? It's Aisling. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be dedicated all to the Primark or Penneys Glow Foundation. This is the My Perfect Colour Foundation. I said I would do a review on this like maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, and I still haven't got around to it, so I'm gonna do it today. Basically, I want to show you guys how this performs on my skin, how I apply it, how it wears, etc. It's not a wear test because I've worn this like a million times before and I know exactly how it wears, but I just want to do like a small review for you guys on this. A small review, like a short review, I guess, on this foundation. So this foundation I have in the shade Toffee. It's €6 from Penneys. I mentioned in my favourite beauty products from Penneys that I loved the My Perfect Colour Foundation. This is a long wear one, and I compared this to the Estee Lauder Double Wear, and it's super similar. However, they have reformulated this and relaunched it. It's not the same. It's just not the same. This is the old bottle, and the new formula is not great. Like when John and I went to Amsterdam in January, I was hating this foundation, the new bottle of it, on my skin. And even he was saying, it was like, you don't even need to wear makeup, because he was like, whatever foundation you're wearing is not great. And I was like, yeah, it's really not great on my skin. It was whatever way they reformulated this, it wore off, it went patchy, does not look good on my skin. So I have since discovered the Glow Foundation. So a few details about this is it's described as a velvet finish foundation, so not technically like an luminous foundation. So whatever skin type you have, I'd recommend just trying it out, giving it a test. It's €6. You can't really go wrong. I'm gonna apply primer. I'm using this new one from Stila. This is the Sheer Illuminate primer, and I just thought this looked so pretty, guys. Look at the bottle of that. So I'm just gonna apply a bit of that across my cheeks, move my hair out of the way, and apply it just in between my brows. And I'm going to apply this like I always apply my foundation, which is taking a few drops of this and popping it just on the back of my hand. You don't need lots of this foundation. I actually find this foundation is quite full coverage. I'm just going to take a flat brush, which is the F60 from Sigma, and I'm just going to apply this to my face by doing like downward strokes. If you heard that noise, that was chewing. I feel like my body is really light at the moment, but once I blend this in with a beauty blender, it'll all conform. So just apply a thin layer of that onto my face, and then I just go in with my beauty blender and blend the life out of it. So we just really want to make this almost seem invisible on my skin. It's going to give you coverage, but you just want like the lightest amount of coverage. I find it's really weird for me to be saying like light coverage. I want light coverage. I'm like, who is this girl? Like a few years ago I would have been like, full coverage, preferring the lighter coverage. I just feel like it looks better on my skin. It makes my skin look way healthier. I know this sounds weird, but believe it or not, I actually get less breakouts from using less foundation. It's like my pores are not as clogged. Now I know I have a breakout now, but that's the first breakout I've probably had in, I want to say like 2 months. Like I haven't had a spot on my face in about 2 months. And I think it's down to when I am wearing makeup that I'm wearing less than I used to before. I don't know. Okay guys, so my foundation is obviously on and the rest of my products are on. I did the spring makeup look, which I'll link down below, so say it'll be up before this one. What I'm going to do now is go about the rest of my day, and I will check in like alternatively throughout the day to give you a little check-in. So it's currently 9:55. What I will do is I will check in with you later on just to show you the wear of it and how it is looking on my skin. But I love how fresh it is, and it is quite full coverage, I feel, for like a glowy, more lightweight consistency. It just feels really lightweight on my skin. I absolutely love it. So I'll check in with you guys later so you can see what it's looking like. Guys, so I'm back for my first update. It is 1:47. You're probably not gonna be able to see that. So this foundation has been on since what time? Well, roughly around 10. We'll say it's 2 now. It's been on for 4 hours, and you can see what it's looking like on my skin. Like it looks really, really fresh, same as it did earlier on. Like I absolutely adore this foundation. I can't stress how much I love it. But this is what it's looking like right now. I'll zoom up for you guys so you can kind of see it a little bit more up close. It looks really, really nice. It looks really fresh. It just looks exactly like the way I want my foundation to look, and that is why I've been just loving it so much. There's more of an up close of the foundation. I hope you guys can see it a bit better. Like everything sits on top of it really nice. It's like, oh, I think I missed a spot here of blending. That's not it worn away. It's just my blending. And also ignore that horrible spot on my face. For a light consistency, it's very full coverage. Like I feel like it covers everything on my skin. I just feel like it just makes my skin look a little bit more uniformed, and I really, really, really like it on my skin. Yeah, that's why I've been loving the foundation so much, and just love the look of it on my skin and how fresh it looks, and it prolongs my oils before, like, it stops them coming through too early in the day. I hate when my oils are coming through too early. And I always thought with this foundation that because it was like that glowy foundation that it would make my oils come through a lot quicker, but it doesn't. So that is where we're at this stage of the day, and I'm going to wear it for another few hours and come back and like keep continuing to give you my updates. But I love it. I love the look of it. I really do. Hi guys, so I'm just back from my final update. It is 7:51. I never know if you guys can even see the time, but it's 7:51. I'm just getting ready to go to the cinema now. So I thought I'd do this final check-in for you guys just to show you what the foundation is looking like after, am I going to say 9.5 hours? Hang on, what time did I put it on? At 10? Yeah, so 9.5 hours I've been wearing this foundation. I just thought I'd let you see what it looks like. I haven't touched this up at all or powdered or anything like that. It's just is the way it is when I put it on this morning. I honestly can't stress how in love I am with this foundation. Like, you guys can see after 9.5 hours into the wear of it what it's looking like on my skin. Like, it's super fresh looking. It's still intact. It hasn't worn off anywhere. It hasn't oxidized. It doesn't look heavy on my skin or cakey or anything like that. It looks amazing. It's really fresh, really lightweight. The thing I love about this foundation more so than anything is that I think it can be worn by a lot of different skin types. Like, I have oily skin and it holds back my oils, but it still looks that kind of like fresh. Like, I know it's a velvet finish, but I think it has that kind of like fresh, dewy look to the foundation that I think it could be worn by dry skin as well, and it'd look amazing on dry skin too. If you have tried this foundation, do let me know what you guys think of it. And also, if you have different skin types than oily, let everybody else know in the comment section how you got on with this foundation. I thought I'd show you the final update up close as well, and you can kind of see what it's looking like on my skin. There was that little bit of wearing here, but I think that's down to the fact that I actually didn't apply it there. So it's not actually the foundation, I just didn't apply enough there. Holding back my oils. There's a tiny bit of fading here, but I think that's just because of my fringe, and I'm always like doing that. I have a large forehead, guys, so I like to put my fringe over it, so I think it has worn a little bit away there, but everywhere else it's intact. And like I said, everything is still sitting on my skin pretty nice. I hope you guys can see what I'm seeing. I think this foundation is like the best €6 I've ever spent on foundation ever. And I just really like the look of it. I feel, like I said, it's very fresh, it's very lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey on my skin or anything like that. And it wears incredibly well. Like, everything is still intact on my face as well. Highlight and blush and bronzer, everything. Obviously, the major pro of it is the price, that it's really accessible. Obviously, if you live in Ireland and the UK, I'm so sorry to all my US subscribers. I know anytime I mention pennies, you guys are like, we don't have a Primark pennies in the US. I think there is one in Boston, and somebody told me there's one in like Phoenix. Is that in Arizona? But somebody did comment in one of my videos before about different parts of the US that it's in. I'm sure it's probably more than a flight away from the majority of you, unless you live in Boston. But if you ever do come to Europe, or you ever come to Ireland or the UK, you'll be able to get this foundation, and I highly recommend picking it up if you ever, even if you just come to visit, just go to Penneys and pick it up because it's so good. I feel like my skin just looks amazing. It's really uniform on my skin, and yeah, that's all I kind of want to say about the foundation. I just thought I'd give you guys like a wear test so that you can see what it does look like at the end of the day. You can have your own thoughts on this, and I'd love to kind of get your feedback on this foundation. I have no cons to this foundation. It's €6. I mean, I'd really have to look very hard to make a con, honestly. I just think the shade, actually, I do have a con. I think the shade selection is a bit, they have maybe 6, maybe 7 shades. I know they have a really dark shade, and I know they have a really, really light shade. But again, not everybody is going to match that shade. So that is the only kind of like discrepancy I have with the foundation. Just the shade selection is not what it could be. But in regards to the foundation, it's lovely. I love it. If you enjoyed today's video and you want me to do a review of any other foundation, I know today wasn't like a typical like foundation review because I didn't like show you like primed and unprimed. I don't prime with this all the time. Sometimes I use an oil, sometimes I use like a more mattifying primer, sometimes I use like the primer I used today. It just depends. I don't think it makes any difference if you prime or don't prime. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know and what you would like to see upcoming on my channel, and if you want any other kind of different types of videos, do let me know. I may have touched upon this somewhere on social media, but I won't be doing vlogs for the next while. I actually have a genuine reason for it. I just don't feel, let's say I don't feel safe putting up vlogs. That's all I'm gonna say. So I won't be doing vlogs for the next while. I will introduce them again in the future when I feel like there's not like an issue with, you know, anyway, I don't need to get into it here, but just no vlogs for now. Anything else? Yeah, request it. Thanks again, guys, for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Mwah! Bye, guys.